On this week's 2-minute tip, 3 things you should be doing with your garden this fall. It seems like every year I see people in late summer and fall just let their garden spots go. They just let them grow up with grass and they don't do anything about it until next spring. And this just breaks my heart. You work so hard to get that garden nice and weed free. You don't want to let it grow up again, so you're always fighting that weed battle every spring. So today I want to tell you 3 things you can do in fall to keep your garden in nice shape year round. Number 1, and probably the most obvious, is to grow fall vegetables. Fall is a great time to be out in the garden. There's a lot of crops that just do better in fall. Things like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, lettuces, all those things that can be prone to bolting in spring because the temperatures are warming, do really well in fall because the temperatures are cooling down. If you grow a fall garden every year, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you've never grown a fall garden, definitely give it a try this year. I think you'll be really pleased with all the things you're able to grow successfully in the fall. If you don't want to grow a fall garden for whatever reason, the second thing you can do is to grow a cover crop. Cover crops have tons of benefits: erosion control, weed suppression, soil building, all kinds of good stuff. So this is going to be something that's going to go in your garden and keep any new weeds from forming and cover that ground until you're ready to do something with it in the spring. If you live in a warmer climate like we do, there's still plenty of time to get some of these warm season cover crops in the ground. Or if you live in a more northern climate, you can go ahead and get some of those cool season cover crops planted. Things like clover, vetch, winter rye, or even those daikon tillage radishes. And then the third, and probably the most easiest thing you can do with your garden this fall, is to simply tarp it. Put a tarp over the entire garden plot, and that's going to keep any new weeds from getting in the area, and it's also going to allow the weed seeds that are there to germinate, but they'll quickly die because there's no sunlight. And when you get ready to plant your garden in spring, you can pull this tarp off and you'll have some beautiful soil to get going with right quick. So instead of letting the grass and weeds take over your garden this fall, pick one of those 3 options to keep everything in tip-top shape until you get ready to plant again. Either plant some fall veggies, do some cover crops, or tarp the area. And you don't have to pick just one. We'll be doing a little bit of all 3 in our different subplots that we have. I'd be really interested to hear what you guys have planned for your garden this fall. If you're growing some fall veggies, let me know what crops you're growing in the comments below, or maybe what cover crops you have planned, or even if you're using the tarp method. I'll put some links below to our fall seeds, our cover crops, and our tarps so you can check those out. I hope you enjoyed this week's 2-minute tip. We'll see you next week.